Hi, my name is Jess, and contrary to the title, this video isn't so much about my vert board setup so much as it is about vert setups in general. I'm basically just going to give you advice about what to use on vert, say if you're new to it, just getting into it, and don't have anyone to ask to get answers to your questions like I did. Hopefully you will find this video helpful. So I'm basically just going to give you advice on what to ride and then tell you what I ride myself as just sort of an example. So one part at a time. First of all, the wheels. My advice to you, the bigger the better. Having them bigger means that you go farther and faster per 360-degree rotation of the wheel, meaning the bearing doesn't have to spin as much for you to go a certain distance. Also, the harder the better. It means there'd be less friction between your wheel and the ramp, meaning you'll go faster. It's sort of like pumping up a tire in a car or a bike. The harder, the better. I personally ride Bones. They're called Bones because they're white. SPF, Skate Park Formula, Slim Hypnotics, Slim referring to the size right here, the length. 58 millimeters. 58 millimeters refers to the diameter of the wheel from here to here, and I would recommend using anywhere between 54 and 62 millimeters. Although 54 I think is a bit small, you won't get enough speed, and 62 is a bit big. I think that 58 is the perfect size. So for trucks, you want them wide for stability. You want them probably wider than 8 inches. 8 inches from here to here. In terms of brand and strength and weight and what bushings, that's just a preference, but you do want them to be flush with your deck so that they're not sticking out on either side, and so that they're also not too small, otherwise you'll get this sort of topsy-turvy kind of feel. I personally ride Independence 149 millimeters, which is just another way of measuring the length. 149 millimeters is about, well, it's good for probably 8.25 to 8.5 inch wide decks. I ride Indies because I think they're nice and solid. For vert, when you get high speed, you want something nice and solid under your feet. Bushings, I ride Bones bushings, the medium hardness one. And I ride my trucks medium to hard tightness just because it still allows me to carve and also not land wobbly on tricks. So next up I'm going to talk about the deck. Again, you want it wide for stability and also so that it matches your trucks. It's sort of a linear relation between the width of your deck and the length of your deck. If you get a deck that's 8 inches or more wide, you're probably looking at 30.5 or 32 inches long. Vert boards need to be strong. They get beat up a lot, either by falling from great heights when you bail in an air, or even when you land your air, so they're constantly getting pounded into the ramp. So you really want something that's strong and that can withstand. Are strong enough. It's really just a preference, again, on the brand. So personally, I ride Organika, always. I just like what the company stands for, and they make good decks, smooth and sleek. And also I really like their graphics that they have. Mine is 8.25 wide by 32 inches long, and I think that's a pretty decent size. In terms of grip, it's just a preference. I personally ride Jessup. Firstly because it was what my first board ever was gripped with, so I'm used to it, and also because my name is Jess and I thought it'd be cool to be Jess who rides Jessup. So the next part is bearings. Obviously the faster the better. Personally I ride Bones Swiss ceramics, which are precision bearings. I clean them periodically, which I highly recommend. Bones bearings are the only bearings that allow you to take the shields off, which here mine are black. so that allows you to get into the ball bearings and clean them better. The good bones bearings are quite expensive, especially the ceramics. Ceramics just refers to the ball bearings being made out of ceramic material as opposed to steel, which makes them last longer. Also, they do have the removable shield, unlike any other brand of bearings, which again makes them last longer if you clean them. But usually you can get on eBay and get them for a deal around 80 bucks as opposed to 120 retail price. So if you're thinking about getting accessories for your board such as risers or rails, for rails, that's all preference. If you don't want to wreck the graphic, or if you want extra grip for when you're doing airs, or you want the old school look, then you should get them. But personally, I didn't use them because I don't really think I need them. For risers though, which are the plastic things you put between your trucks and the deck, I recommend you do not get them. First of all, because you want a low profile, you want a low center of gravity, and also when you're doing fakie hang-ups or octo-fakies or something, having your truck stick out more could potentially make you hang up, which is not fun. However, risers do help prevent wheel bite, which is when your wheel touches the deck, stops the wheel and sends you flying forward. So that would just be if you have really big wheels and really loose trucks, you would probably want risers, but I would say that's the only circumstance in which you should use them. So that is my video about vert board setups. Hopefully you found it helpful. I know that when I was first getting into vert, I had a bunch of questions. I didn't know what to ride, and I couldn't find any useful videos on YouTube with advice. So hopefully this helps all you new vert skaters out there. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask, and yeah, see you later.